There is a catfight going on right now in the Republican Party over whether or not Dan Crenshaw, representative from Texas, threatened Tucker Carlson's life. Folks, it doesn't get any more hilarious than this. After Crenshaw had this interview with GBN, apparently there was a hot mic situation where he may or may not have threatened Tucker Carlson. I'll play you guys this context and then show you the hot mic situation, and then we'll take a look at how all of MAGAland, including Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tim Pool, are completely having a meltdown over this. I'll remind you guys to like the video if you're liking the video, and make sure to subscribe. Every sub helps Dan Crenshaw hunt down Tucker Carlson like it's the most dangerous game.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
In all seriousness, this beef started after a hot mic situation with an interview with GBN. Crenshaw, a real establishment Republican, has sort of always opposed the MAGAsphere taking over his party. Don't get me wrong though, there are no heroes in this story, as you'll see in this clip when he calls basically everybody who's on Social Security, Medicaid, or Medicare part of the welfare state.
Just coming back to this $100 billion to Ukraine, I know that people like Tucker Carlson will make the argument that there's a real opportunity cost there. You know, we could have spent that money on the border or fixing, issues in America. Yeah. What do you make of that argument that all this money could have been spent to help Americans and not Ukrainians?
Well, you can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. We spend 75-80% of our budget on a welfare state in America, on Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. I would love to ask Tucker what he thinks that $100 billion should be spent on, and if he would vote for it as a conservative. Tucker doesn't know what he's talking about. Tucker likes to visit Moscow and talk about how great the grocery stores are. So I don't really take his advice very seriously.
Yikes, the first shot is fired. Tucker Carlson does like to take tours around Moscow and talk about how great the grocery stores are.
Oh, come on.
He's up in Russia more than Trump was in the 70s. But Dan's argument that the money should be spent on weapons because what else are we going to spend it on? Healthcare is ridiculous. I love this idea that governmental services are some sort of waste of money, as if the same people paying taxes for the services or paying into Social Security aren't the ones receiving benefits. What else is a government supposed to spend 75-80% of its funds on, if not welfare for its citizens? No, Dan would rather we start more wars to create more disabled veterans like him. Except unlike him, most other disabled veterans are on Medicare, Medicaid, or on Social Security. I mean, not only is it a heartless thing to say, it's fucking stupid. But that's not the part that's pissing off his fellow Republicans. Allegedly, as they were wrapping up here, Dan let it slip that if he ever met Tucker Carlson, he'd end him. It's a little hard to hear what Dan is saying because he's already taken his mic off, but you guys let me know what you hear.
Thank you. Have you ever met Tucker?
We've talked a lot. I have a meeting with him.
Now this is debated, but it sounds to me like he was asked, have you ever met Tucker? And Dan answers with, we've talked a lot over Twitter. If I ever meet him, I'll fucking kill him. I'm not joking, he's the worst person ever. Okay, Dan Crenshaw, I was unfamiliar with your game. I didn't know he hated that bow tie wearing Nazi as much as the rest of us, and the conservatives are pissing themselves over this. Look at Tim Pool, what the F happened to this guy? They're calling him a neocon and making the worst memes you've ever seen. Dan Crenshaw when you're trying to kill Tucker Carlson. The right wing is really creatively bankrupt, aren't they? And of course, in this age of weaponizing the DOJ, I wouldn't be surprised if Crenshaw is actually going to have some MAGA cronies come after him. Here's Marjorie Taylor Gangrene on Twitter. Dan Crenshaw, did you threaten to kill my friend Tucker Carlson? Why are you asking this, Marjorie Taylor Greene? What the hell are you going to do about it? But the funny part about this is Dan Crenshaw responded, LOL no. What do you mean LOL no? We all heard you say it. Stand on business, Dan Crenshaw. Speak that truth. Say what's in your heart. I'm not telling you to go through with it. I'm just saying, do what you think is best. But him trying to quickly lie and say LOL no when we have video of him saying it seems to be what's pissing off the conservatives more than anything. There's so many people in here posting officials like Pam Bondi and Greg Abbott begging them to do something about this. Texans, Dan Crenshaw is a liar, denying he didn't say he would kill Tucker Carlson if we met him. Here's the proof. He did say it. It needs to be removed. At FBI, Dan Crenshaw seems to be unstable. Dan Crenshaw should be removed from Congress. This lowlife just made the statement that if he ever met Tucker, he would kill him. That's not cool. I thought we were the sensitive snowflakes. I thought we were the ones that couldn't take a joke. Neocon Republicans are learning that they better not speak up against their MAGA handlers or they'll be routinely hounded and taken out of office. MAGA is not beating the cult allegations. I doubt there'll be any more back and forth on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Pam Bondi actually tries to bring charges for this, seeing as our Justice Department is basically a complete joke. joke right now, used as a MAGA complaint box. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.